The retail media landscape presents a striking paradox. Amazon and Walmart together command over 80% of all retail media spend, according to eMarketer. Yet more than 70 retail media networks in North America alone now compete for advertiser attention. The math doesn't add up, especially when most brands can only realistically manage relationships with an average of 6 retail media networks, according to research from Sky and the Path to Purchase Institute. Amazon's head start in retail media explains part of this imbalance, but there's a deeper issue at play, which is the advertiser experience itself. Brands face a fragmented ecosystem with inconsistent interfaces, workflows, and reporting methodologies across retailers. The result is an increasingly unsustainable environment where smaller networks struggle to compete despite offering valuable, unique audiences. Part of the solution to these fundamental challenges may lie in a technology that transformed digital advertising over a decade ago, but has been slow to take hold in retail media. It's called real-time bidding. Let's go. Good morning and welcome to the Retail Media Breakfast Club. I'm your host, Kiri Masters, and every weekday at 6 a.m. Eastern, I bring you candid and real discussions in the world of retail media and marketplaces in just 10 minutes. So bring your own cup of coffee and we'll get smarter about retail media together. So this episode is based on a post that I published for Forbes.com on Wednesday, April 2nd, that I'll link up to in the show notes. So why does real-time bidding matter for retail media? Real-time bidding represents the backbone of programmatic advertising, allowing for the automated buying and selling of ad impressions in milliseconds. When you visit a news website and see display ads appear almost instantly, you're witnessing real-time bidding in action. An entire auction has occurred in the background during the time it took to load that page. For retail media, real-time bidding offers transformative potential by addressing 3 big industry pain points. Number 1 is fragmentation and scale. With the proliferation of retail media networks, brands face the impossible task of managing direct relationships with dozens of platforms, each having unique interfaces, metrics, and workflows. Real-time bidding creates standardization across networks, allowing advertisers to execute campaigns across multiple retailers through a single platform. Number 2, measurement and transparency. Another big frustration with retail media is inconsistent measurement across platforms. Standardized real-time bidding protocols would enable unified reporting and attribution models. And number 3, democratization of inventory. Real-time bidding opens retail media inventory to a broader range of advertisers, increasing competition and potentially improving yield for retailers while providing more options for brands to be seen at the right place at the right time. The real-time bidding is not a new thing. It has already transformed 2 other advertising ecosystems in the time that it's been around. Real-time bidding originally brought standardization to the display advertising landscape by enabling multiple advertisers and publishers to transact across a unified, real-time marketplace, as opposed to making all media buys manually and separately. This common protocol, called OpenRTB, was first introduced in 2010 and initially spearheaded by a few ad tech companies and then taken up by the IAB, Interactive Advertising Bureau. As of 2023, over 90% of US digital display ad dollars run programmatically, largely powered by RTB. And then more recently, we have the connected TV industry using real-time bidding. These updated standards, called OpenRTB 2.6, really came to the fore in 2022, and these let the streaming TV apps and advertisers easily buy and sell video ad spots using the same principles as OpenRTB. Why has RTB taken so long to be adopted in retail media? Well, there are some technical challenges. The adoption issue is not for a lack of interest. It's because retail environments present unique technical challenges. There are two major hurdles here. Number one is latency. So traditional real-time bidding includes communicating with external platforms in real time for each ad request. And this potentially adds 100 plus milliseconds to page load times. Now, in retail, where user experience is directly tied to revenue, not just ad revenue, but GMV, this latency can significantly impact conversion rates, and no retailer wants that. Issue number two is relevance. Unlike content sites or news publishers, where ads can be only tangentially related to surrounding content, retail environments demand highly relevant product ads that match user intent. The algorithm must deliver this relevance in milliseconds. And so these two challenges help explain why retail media has largely relied on direct deals and bids rather than true real-time auctions. But advances in technology are beginning to overcome these barriers. So spearheading open RTB for retail media is, of course, the Interactive Advertising Bureau, the IAB, and its IAB Tech Lab. They have been working to adapt the open RTB specifications specifically for retail media's unique requirements. And we'll link in the show notes up to a really great op-ed from former VP at the IAB, Jeffrey Bustos, who wrote a great op-ed called Democratizing Retail Media Through Open RTB that explains how the IAB is adapting the standard protocol to the retail environment. Major advertising platforms recognize the opportunity in standardizing retail media buying. For example, Microsoft is positioning itself as an aggregation point across retail media networks. I spoke with Lynn Chiolso, who is VP Global Partner and Retail Media at Microsoft. And she says that Microsoft has been thinking about how they can become an aggregation point across various retail media networks of high-quality media supply, and then make it easy to activate a product campaign that runs across those networks in a standardized way. And that they very much believe that the best way to deliver that kind of advertiser value is going to be in a real-time environment. And so Microsoft is essentially going to be able to extend its existing pool of advertisers, of which they have about 500,000 advertisers already advertising on Microsoft platforms. They want to bring that demand to the retail media supply, enabling a single product campaign to extend across multiple retail environments through real-time bidding. From a retailer's perspective, this is very appealing. Access to a massive new pool of advertisers without adding to their sales team. And for brands, it promises simplified campaign management across multiple retail properties. And Microsoft isn't the only one working on this. Of course, we have Google. Google is pursuing similar goals with different strategic emphasis points. And these two technology giants, as well as others, recognize that the future of retail media lies in standardization and scale, which are two benefits that real-time bidding delivers. There's a bit more for me to say here on what's holding retailers back from real-time bidding. I've got a few things that I call out in my column, including control and brand safety, premium inventory and margins, data protection and technical complexity, and also how this path forward might likely look. So first of all, standardization through IAB leadership, perhaps some hybrid models where retailers have direct relationships with top-tiered brands while opening up secondary inventory to real-time bidding. So specialized technology providers focus solely on the retail media space with their technology being real-time bidding ready, and increase pressure from advertisers as brands recognize the efficiency and measurement benefits of standardized RTB across retail media networks. They will demand this capability from their retail partners. So I've talked more about what this means for retailers, what this means for brands, and how it's likely to look as it rolls out. Don't have time to stuff that all into our episode today. I want to get you back into your day. So if you want a little bit more, do check out the article for Forbes that I linked to in the show notes. Catch you tomorrow. Well, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Retail Media Breakfast Club. We meet here every day at 6 a.m. Eastern. So be sure to subscribe and get your daily dose of insights, trends, and hot takes in the world of retail media and marketplaces.